Hello everyone, welcome to Little Meatballs Nursery. I'm Sandra. Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're returning. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel, giving this video a like. I usually don't say that in the beginning, I usually say it when I sign off, but my dear husband is telling me, say it in the beginning, because if people are here and they don't stick around for your whole 2-hour video, at least you've kind of reminded people to say, hey, if you do enjoy this content, please consider subscribing. So, for once, I'm listening to my husband. For once, okay? This is like maybe one of two things that I'll actually listen to and take his advice, okay? It's very hard for me to take advice from anyone, And so I'm learning, though. I'm always saying that in every video, right? I'm learning. How many things am I fucking learning? Well, you learn something every day, right? You do. It's true, you do. But, it just seems that, like, in every video I'm saying, I'm learning. And I'm learning. I'm going to keep learning, right? Well, you do. I'm going to crack myself up now. You do. It's true. You do. It doesn't matter if you're in school or not. You learn something really new every day, right? At least I do. It's going on and on and on. So what I learned the other day, well, was it yesterday? I don't know. Is that these icebreaker mints, the snow cone ones, they're really fucking good. Jason says they don't taste like a snow cone. Okay. What I say? They're sweet. I mean, they taste sugary, but yet they're sugar-free. Uh-oh. That means you can't eat too many of these, because otherwise you know where you'll end up. Guys, I'm in a good mood for several reasons today, okay? Where should we start? Well, we should start that Jason took Danny out with him. Me and Danny enjoyed the day yesterday together. And we cooked. Jason baked the chicken, which, by the way, I know somebody had commented that those Kinder seasonings are good. I think I got a shitty flavor is what happened. I would try in a different flavor next time, maybe, or just go with another brand. I didn't feel it was like, I mean, it's good for people that like they don't like that zing and tang and, heat to their food. We are a very flavorful family. We love to, that's no, I'm not like knocking anybody that said they liked it, because it is a good like seasoning for chicken, but it's not like, I guess, anything elevated, I think. Like to get like that, we like the spicy and the hot, like this, you get the hint of heat and things and all that kind of stuff. It's not that kind of seasoning. It's a more plain leveled kind of seasoning. So where it did taste like chicken flavor, it wasn't like bam, So Jason's like, I don't think I'd get this again, but we tried it. We tried it. We do like, let me see if I can remember the name of it. He mentioned it this morning, and we used to use these, to rub on meat and chicken and stuff, to do the seasoning rub. And we used to buy it in the big containers, but can't get that no more. So we haven't gotten that in, I would say, over a year. But we used what we had. God, I wish I could remember it, because it's a really good brand. But if it comes to me, I'll let you know. Anyway, so I have to kind of find middle ground somewhere between that price and the other price, because, it's just, you gotta pick and choose things nowadays. Speaking of picking and choosing, before I go back to what we did yesterday, I was looking this morning on Walmart for fruit. Now, there's a certain kind of grape. It's called a cotton candy grape. Now, they're green grapes, but they taste like cotton candy. Okay, I don't know how they do it. Okay, I don't know if it grows that way. I don't know what's going on, but give me more of those. Okay, but I went to look, like $7.82 for fucking grapes. Like, out your fucking mind. You can't eat healthy because it's too fucking expensive. Now, there are things, okay, like bananas, tomatoes, single like Roma tomatoes, cucumbers. There are things in the veggie aisle that are cheap that you could do something with. So I'm not saying like all fruits and vegetables are, but there are certain ones, of course, the ones I love, that are a little pricey. But that's crazy. That is crazy for grapes. I'm sorry. Even the regular grapes are still up there. So it's like watermelon. Jason told me, because he went, when he went to pick up the chopped meat and all that at the other store, he said he was going to get a watermelon, but they were $12. Like, fucking $12 for a watermelon. I mean, it's a whole watermelon, but $12 for watermelon. It's mostly water. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I just can't understand this. And he's like, well, because, because the imports, I guess, right? Or depending on where this fruit is coming from. And so, but I don't know. He said the fruit comes from Mexico, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so back to yesterday. So we cooked the chicken in the oven, legs and thighs. And then Jason made a homemade potato salad from scratch that was so delicious that, now let me tell you, I don't usually eat potato salad. I'm usually the macaroni salad, pasta salad girl. I don't really go for the potato salad or coleslaw or anything like that. So when I tasted it, I was like, shit, how'd you make this? Because it's different than anything he's made before. I know he hasn't made potato salad in a very long time because we usually do the macaroni salad. But we didn't have the elbows. And we had 2 big bags of potatoes. So that's what he did. And I'm glad he did because it was so good. Oh my God, we still have some of the fruit. It was just so good. So that was really that was really good. And then what else? Oh, and then we did hamburgers, cheeseburgers. They actually, made them outside. I had to make them outside. Now, over here, we're not allowed to have a grill. You're not allowed to have propane, anything. You're not allowed to have even nothing. They don't allow you to have nothing up here. No type of barbecue or grill for safety purposes, which, okay, yeah, I understand. So we use like an electric burner. And that's how he fries stuff outside, because I can't stand the dirty burger smell. Like, to me, it smells like dirty meat after it's done being cooked, like in the air. I can't stand it. You should see me with that. Anything he cooks with garlic or onions, I don't allow him to cook onions inside anymore. It just, because I used to, you should see me, guys. You should see me. So I would so it's a lot easier now. The last time I put all the dolls in the crib and I rolled that motherfucking crib inside. And it was so easy. I just put everything there, all the clothes, anything that was out, that was in the drawers, or in Ziplocs. I put them all in the crib, rolled the crib into Danny's room, and shut the door. And that's how we cooked the last time. But even still, even though I had the dolls out of the way, it fills this room, and it sticks to my curtains, and then I had to pull all the curtains off and wash them again, and I had just washed them, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta do this again. Like, I have other shit I gotta do. Like, never mind the curtains again. So I told him, I'm like, that's it. No more burger cooking indoors. No more onions in here. And he gave me a little bit of a, hard time at first. But then he was like, all right, I understand, Because he sees, he sees what I go through. And yeah, part of that is my OCD. But, I don't, part of it is that I just don't want to smell that fucking dirt. It just smells like, to me, like dirty meat. I don't know. I can't screw fucking dirty fucking meat. And it just, like, even though, like, I'll have both doors open, so it's cross-ventilating, right? cross ventilation. I have both doors open. Meanwhile, people were walking by in the fucking hallway looking in here like, what the fuck is this lady doing? Because I'm like with the door going back and forth trying to get the air to move out. And then I have the Febreze in my other hand and I'm fucking Febreze and everything as I'm going back and forth with the door to try and get the hamburger smell out. And the back door on my curtains, I rolled up into a ball and I had Jack stand at the other door. He's like, why am I standing here for? I said, because in case somebody decides to smoke outside. Like, because if I have my back door open, even though they're not allowed to smoke on the balconies anymore, they have to go out to the parking lot. And so it has been better. But there's an occasional person that will, and then it comes up. So I said, because we're leaving that door open, but because you need to be on smoke alert. So if you smell cigarettes, close the door immediately. And he's like, oh, I really have to stay. He's like, I don't smell nothing. I said, not right this second, Jack. Okay, you're just on cigarette watch. Okay? So that is my whole dilemma with the cooking in the house. So rather than go through all that, okay, and me bitching, moaning, complaining, and spraying Febreze, he's like, stop with the chemicals. So he now cooks outside, which is fun. And he even has a big plastic thing underneath for any splatters or anything like that. So, what? Anyway, so cooked the burgers, had the chicken, potato salad. He did get a bag of fresh red cherries, because they were on sale for $1.99 a pound, which is really good for fresh cherries. So I love cherries. Sometimes I get nervous that I'm going to forget about the pit because, when you eat a cherry, the pit's in your mouth, and you got to spit it out. So I'm like, it's just, when you get older, you're not thinking, oh, I'm eating cherries. This is good. And, oh, I have a pit in my mouth. I better fucking spit. Anyway, so, I get in these silly moods, guys. You know it, okay? And my mind goes, shoo. Anyway, so we had cherries. I made a cucumber salad, and chips. We had Pringles and sour cream, dip, whatever. So, and soda and, whatever else the kids, And then, what did we do? Me and Danny did a bunch of arts and crafts with the stuff that Deb sent us. And we worked on the keychains. He did work on, in his sketchbook as well. He did 5 different pictures. And so we were sitting there for a while. Actually, to be honest with you, I was sitting there like an hour longer than Danny. Like, Danny got up. Like, after about 2 hours, we were sitting there for a long time. After about 2 hours, because I put on Rockin' with Becca, and I was watching Becca rock away and talk, and I told her, too, I wrote on you, I was like, we're watching you and listening while me and Danny are doing crafts. So, I was enjoying her video while we were doing crafts, and then Danny got up, and he was like, he didn't even say anything. He finished doing what he was doing. I think he was getting a little upset because I was taking a long time to figure out how I wanted to make the keychain for my purse. And so I was trying to put the balls in how I wanted the balls to go. So you will see here, I'm going to show you. And so he got up, and then he came back. He says, "You're still doing that, Mommy?" And I said, yeah. And he went to do his own thing. And so Jack was out here the whole day, though, which was great. So Jack sat on the couch, and I was like, okay, you guys want to all play Roblox together? Because the last time we all played together. And even though Jack hates the game, he played, okay? For about an hour, we all played together, which was nice. He didn't want to play again. So he's like, what about a movie? So, we're looking up movies. And usually, honestly, I don't like, you got to be careful because I don't like to watch certain things with Jack. It's like, Jason's like, he's going to be 18 next month. What the hell? Because it's still awkward. Like, I don't want to watch certain things with him in the room. So, like, with scenes of, making out and, whatever's going on, I'm like, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this with him. So Jason's like, will you stop freaking out? I said, whatever. I said, then I just won't watch a movie. He's like, fine, then you pick one. So I found one on Prime Video. And I can't remember the name of it, but it was with the Mimosa guy. He has really long hair, big dude. What the hell is his name? Jason Mimosa? Mimosa. Anyway. And so it was him and another big dude, which I know he's been in a lot of movies, and I forget his name. But it was the two of them, and their father died, and like they haven't spoken in 10 years, the brothers, and then the one goes back for the funeral, and then they get together trying to find the guy that killed their dad. It was a very good movie. Okay, I thought the fighting, the theatrics was really good, like really, really good. And of course, it doesn't hurt to watch actors that you think are, pretty good looking, I mean, that helps. It helps, So, again, he is very hairy. This guy, me with the hairy, right? And my husband is not hairy at all. Like, not at all. But anyway, so, that's what we watched. And I think maybe it was called The Wrecking Crew. Maybe. Something like that. I'll have to let you guys know if you're interested in watching a big, tall, strong man with lots of long hair. And I'm not usually into the long hair. Like, that was back in, like, high school, with the heavy metal bands. Me and my best friend, she was a heavy metal girl all the way. And is that what you call them? I don't know. She was into it all the way, and I was always in my own category. I never went in any particular group in school. I was always just kind of in every group. Like, I would just make my rounds, say, and then you hang out with certain people from the group that you actually enjoy talking with or hanging out with, I dressed in my own way. I didn't, follow any particular, look, In fact, my best friend, she was like, a lot of times she would say, what are you wearing? Because she was always wearing the boots up to her knees, the tight jeans, the leather jacket, that type of thing. And while I did dress like that too, there were days, like especially in the summer, like she would dress like that all year round. She would wear the knee-high boots in the summer when it was freaking 105 degrees, I don't know, 100 degrees, right? And 5 degrees, where I fucking live, the fucking desert. Like 100, okay, just picture it, all right? So she would just dress like that all the time. And I'm like, how, why do you want to do that? And I would wear jelly shoes. No, that was way before. They came back, by the way. I seen them at Walmart. I would never put those on. Oh my God, I couldn't fit my feet into them now. But I used to wear jelly shoes until I had blisters all over my fucking feet. I loved jelly shoes. And then when they came out with the platform jelly shoes with the ankle hook, the ankle, what is it called? The ankle strap with the platform heel on the jelly shoes. Oh, I had pink and clear. I remember a pink pair and a clear pair. And I absolutely fucking wore the shit out of them. I loved them. Anyway. But I would wear sandals, flip-flops out or whatever, just a sandal with And she would be like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, well, it's hot. Why would I wear friggin' boots? And I would wear shorts. I told you guys, I went to Playland. I had on my hot pink cutoff shorts with, a tight black bodysuit thing. That was tank bodysuit. And my purple cutoff shorts with my sandals. No, I think I did wear boots, I think, that day with my shorts. Listen, I know a lot of people, where was I going with the story? Because I forget, I think I had a point. I don't know, but shit. See, now I forgot where I was going with that story. But a lot of people, at least that I knew, wore boots with shorts. And I guess maybe that was the era or the time. I don't know. Maybe it was just New York. I don't know. We used to do that. And, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. but there was something that was to the story. Something that was like back. Let me try and back up. Oh, high school, hair, heavy metal. So because my best friend was a heavy metal girl, that's normally where we would kind of hang out after school. And I would call them her friends, because I wasn't really, I was like a tag along and for that band, so, well, she was kind of dating one of them, and they were very nice to me, but I wasn't into all that, so we would go down in his basement after school, and they had the whole drum set and the guitars, everything set up, and they would sing and play, the band in the band, and they actually were pretty good, but it was very loud, and it wasn't my type of music. Like I like a couple Metallica songs, stuff like that, but I never was into, I like Guns N' Roses a little bit, but I never was like heavy into that. And I seemed to kind of lean towards whatever my boyfriend at the time liked. Because I was always so into my boyfriends that whatever they liked, whatever they wanted to watch, I was always very accommodating, I feel. Maybe that's why now I'm really not. I had it, I'm like, fuck this. Accommodating to everybody, to you, and you, and where the fuck are you now? So, except Richie, I was not accommodating to him because he was an asshole. And really, I loved the fact of going out with him. I was with him for a couple years, and I loved the fact of going out with him because he had a car, and a cool car at that. And I felt fucking cool riding in that car. Like, you bitches ain't shit. Because he was older too, So it was a cool time. But, I didn't like to, okay, I'll put it in a different way. I wasn't a person to conform to anybody's view of how I should be, or how I should be acting, or what I should or shouldn't be doing, okay? But, however, if, love you, man. If I was to have a boyfriend that I was really, really into, I kind of was, I guess you could say, googly-eyed. You were into that person and you didn't care what the fuck you did, where you went. All you knew is you wanted to be next to them, right? You wanted to be with them. And it didn't matter where you went or, whatever. So I did have quite a few boyfriends like that. And I was just, I was a young teenager, just, googly-eyed. But, yeah, back to the long hair. So if you... I was never into guys with long hair. Hairy guys is different than long hair. Like the hair could just be normal, but I love me a beard, a mustache, the goatee, everything, the whole facial hair thing, and some chest hair. And I love the when they were wearing the tank tops, the wife beaters, and they have the hairy underarms and everything, hairy leg. I just love the hairy belly area. Sandra, let's get to the dolls. It's getting hot in here. But I do want to say too, even though that's my main, what I would my attraction to, there's also boyfriends I've had that you wouldn't think I would go with them, because you meet them at a party or you meet them somewhere and you start talking to the person. You start, either they smell really good, they're wearing a certain cologne, or, you like something about how they speak. You like something about, something they're interested in, or just something wows you, and there's also, just there's also chemical attraction that is true as well. You could be next to somebody and be like, what's going on? I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I'm thinking of all, my teenage years, and just, I guess I'm reminiscing with you guys. It's good to do that sometimes, because sometimes, especially, as you get older, you forget, and you lose your spark. Like, you feel like, "Ugh, what am I, a dud now?" Like, and listen, has nothing to do with love, okay? What's love got to do with it? Now we'd be singing Tina Turner over here. All right. So let's. So we watched the movie. Me, Jason, and Jack. And then Jack went inside. It was like 7 o'clock. And me and Danny played Roblox. And then we played for about an hour and a half. And then Jason came out, and he's like, come on, let's go on the balcony. They're going to be starting fireworks soon. Now, usually we had to have a clear view from here, but because of the stupid ass fucking tree in the front here, that grew really tall, and it's full of leaves, okay? Like full, really full. We couldn't see shit. Well, honestly, they went out around 8:30 maybe. And then what happened? What happened? I started watching something, and I was like, go ahead, you guys go out there. I'll meet you out there. And then they said they came in, and I was out. So I was just really tired. I was hurting by the end of the night. And between my ankle, my back, everything, it's just, nobody wants to grow old. Nobody wants, it's just, there's just so many things involved. So that's what happened. And then that was it. That was my 4th of July. So today they had to go return my Ross items that, oh my God, the dress did not fit. The purple flower outfit, Carter's outfit, had, when I went to go cut the tags off, before I cut it, I noticed there was like a hole right by the arm seam. So I was like, no. So that went back, and I wasn't sure if those pants were the pants would probably be too short on Olive anyway. So I returned that, and then I returned that sailboat outfit I got for Georgie, because I didn't really like the color. It was kind of like poopy color, and I didn't want it. So that went back. So when that goes back on my card, I'm going to look around and see what else I could get, for them. Maybe there's a sale. I know Amanda showed me Gerber. There was some Gerber stuff on sale, but I don't really get Gerber stuff. I think my best bets are Copper Pearl gowns and Kate Quinn footies. And I know that I said what I said, that I would never order from Kate Quinn again after last time that I had to cancel my order after 2 weeks of it not shipping. However, I went and looked this morning, because I knew that after he returned that I would have a little spending money, not much, maybe $20. And they were having a sale on the bamboo lap neck footies. And there was one I really wanted that was $20, but I was like, and then I found one that was $9, adorable print, the color I like. I mean, it's not my most favorite color, but it'll do for $9. And I love the print. I had the print once before in a different color. And it's so funny that I found this print, because the last time I had this print, it was worn by Kermit, my Maeve kit that I had. So when I had him here the last time as a cuddle baby, he wore that that print. And I thought it was really ironic, right? How he's coming tomorrow, and that exact print was on sale. So, yeah, I know I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm trying to make it okay. I forgot the fucking word, and it was probably not part of my vocabulary. I don't know. Anyway, trying to reason. Is that the word? I'm trying to, I know people are like, Sandra, it's something. Anyway, so I got it. For $9. I'll tell you why. Usually on Kate Quinn, shipping is $5.99 for one item. Okay. And so when I went to check out to see what the total would be, shipping is only $1. Okay. So shipping's only $1. So my total with tax was $10.62 or something, $10.82, something like that. And it was under $11 for a bamboo one-piece footy. And, I like, here, I'll show you what I mean in case people don't understand what I mean. So I got it for $9, okay? Now, I don't know if, okay, so this is the style. Is this one bamboo? Yes. So this is the exact outfit, except it's in a different print and color. So this is the style of it, and I love these so much. I tend to keep these. These I keep, a lot of them. I mean, I did give a couple in box openings, but for the most part, like, I've had this one forever. And do I have another one, or is this it? No, the rest are the gowns. Oh, sorry. So, but I think I have, do I have any of these for the girls? I don't remember. But I just love that style. But, it has to be obviously the right print and color for me to keep. So, but I really do like it. Hopefully it won't take forever to get here. So I'll show you guys that when it gets here. And tomorrow's my baby. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. I hope it comes earlier than later. Right now it says a time of between 12:30 and 3:30, I think. And it's so frustrating because he got here, well, yesterday when I checked, yesterday morning, it said that he was in my town. He was at the post office. So, it's frustrating that I have to wait 2 days, but, he's going to be adorable. I just knew he's going to be adorable. So, yeah, so I'll keep you up to date with, if I get anything else, with the refund money, and, hopefully Kate Quinn won't take so long. I'm getting like chilly in here now, and I don't even have the air conditioner on. So let me show you the keychain that I made with the beads yesterday. And then we'll get to the toddlers because I have all 4 here. We're going to do a name reveal of the new girl. We're going to change the new girl, change Maggie, and change Maddie. I don't think we're going to change big guy over there, the only brother, because he just put on his Sonic shirt. So, okay. So this is the keychain I made. Now, don't make fun of my keychain, okay? This is what I made. So it has the little tassel up here. So from the purple heart to the purple heart, that is where remember I said I thought it was a barbell, like for your tongue piercing. So that's what that is. So it's not a barbell, Sandra. It's for a keychain. And then we have a pink ball, a purple ball, like a shiny ball. You got some shiny balls in there. Like shiny balls, right? Smooth ones. Anyway, so then we have this one here. Has like little paw prints on it. Okay, so that was the end of that one. Then these two were separate. No. These two were together on one, but I just hooked it to the bottom of this one to make it longer. So these I made in like a cool black and white design with pink, a little pink in it. So I think they're cool. And I made it. So I think it looks like legs. That's what. So when it's on my bag, it looks like a person. Like, this is like the torso, and then it has the leg spread. So it has spread. I made a leg spread keychain. only me. or you could, or you could, or you could put it this way. Or you could just, oh wait, maybe I could just do here, put 3 in a row. Then you have 3. Woo, look. Watch I hit myself in the face. Woohoo! You know, I mean, you could do so many different things with this. Oh, look at this. It looks like she's, it looks like she's pole dancing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I had fun doing this. This took me like 2.5 hours to make because I kept putting the balls on, taking them off, putting the balls up, putting them down. I just kept doing that because I wasn't happy with the way the balls looked. And so if I'm not happy with my balls and how they look, then I got to keep switching them out for other balls to until I'm happy. Until I'm happy with the result. So, I mean, you know, I wish it would stay like that. I'm wondering if I could. Oh, wait. Does it reach? It might not reach. It might pull on the balls and then. Because I'm thinking if I could hook this up here. No, I don't think it'll reach. No. It's like right there. Oh, I hate when things are like that, right? It's like right. Come on. You could do it. Come on. I'm trying to. No, it's too. It's one up too far. If I put. No, that's not going to make a difference. I'm trying to get it like. Oh, wait. Maybe if I do it this way. Because then it'll make it look a little different. That'll come right off, Sandra. What the fuck are you doing? Let's see. Well, that. Yeah. What the fuck I'm doing? Somebody's knocking hard downstairs. No, that looks stupid. The fuck am I thinking? All right. Anyway, there's my bead person, okay? Now, we'll put that in there. Now we need another icebreaker mint for the next segment of the show. And a sip of icy cold pineapple soda. Which I cannot drink soda unless the cup is full of ice. I know. I just can't do it. Jack will drink warm soda. I'm like, ugh, how do you even do that? Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. I think we're going to change Maggie first because I know what I want to put on her. But here is the new girl. Hi. And I'm going to do a quick name reveal, and then we're going to change all the girls into new outfits. Except this outfit, this strawberry dress is so pretty that I'm going to put this one on Maddie right now. So Maddie's going to wear this. We're going to put the mermaid knit outfit on Maggie. That's going to be hysterical, okay? And we're going to put the Daddy's Little Girl butterfly outfit on her. And so I will tell you her name now. I was smelling her outfit. Making sure we're getting burgers on her. No burger smell. So this little girl's name, this mad looking little girl over here. I had a lot of suggestions in my comments from Friday's video. And they were all great. A lot of them are very similar. Because I asked for a name that went with Georgie. So with a G. Danny made a good suggestion when I was trying to look for a name. He says, well, Mommy, you could pick a J name too, because that goes just like Georgie. So I was like, Danny, you're right. So we looked at some names, and I did find a couple that I liked. but they all were like close to Jack. And I didn't want to have to, like, we were going to do Jackie, and it was just cute, Georgie and Jackie. Or we were going to do, I don't know, just a bunch of different names. Anyway, then then another comment popped up just when I was trying to think of a name, and I read it real quick, and I said, yes, that's the one. So, Heather's Feathers, if you're watching, thank you so much for suggesting the name Gigi. So, we have Georgie and Gigi. Very cute. Simple, you know, and just really cute for twins. So, please, everybody, welcome Gigi to Sandra's little meatball bunch. And she is definitely a little meatball. Look at her. And tomorrow, that baby, you know what? I was thinking, like, I didn't have a name because I was getting nervous. I'm like, he's going to be here tomorrow. I haven't thought of any names. I haven't looked at any boys' names. But unless when I see him, my mind doesn't think or doesn't feel, mine doesn't think or feel that the name suits him any longer, because he is painted by a different artist and he is on a full and body. He's not a cuddle baby anymore. But when I did have the Maeve kit before, his name was Kermit and we called him Kermie. So we love Muppet Babies, and I love the name Kermit for him because I feel like, in a sense, he looked like a froggy, a little froggy. Like Rosalie looks like, we still got a duck. They say people say Rosalie kit looks like a duck. I think the Maeve kit looks like a frog. It's cute. It's adorable. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought him. But so I feel he looks like a froggy. And when he had his cuddle body, I used to position him like froggy legs, you know? So unless I feel that he does no longer look like a Kermie to me, then I'll have to think of another name. But as of now, that's what his name is going to be. So I'm not freaking out too much about the name suggestions for him. But I am so happy with the name Gigi. It's adorable for her. And we're going to dress Gigi in a minute. But so she's going to be second. So we're going to do Maggie first, Gigi second, and then Maddie. And I don't have any like hair stuff ready for them or nothing like that. I kind of just grabbed them quick. When Jason left, I'm like, all right, you guys are out of here. All right. Get the hell out. I'm joking around. Actually, you know what? I want to say, though, like, I joke around about the kids being home for summer. This summer has been strangely nice, peaceful, calm, and quiet in this house. So I don't have anything, you know, negative to say about, you know, like the kids being home or anything like that. I don't know. We'll have to see what's going to go in their hair, because at this point, I really don't know what's going to match with anyone. So we're going to have to see. Does she have a magnet? Did we ever try a magnet on her? She does. Okay. Oh, that's right. You know what, though? I wonder. Let me try something. Sorry, it took Maddie out from it. Looks like I'm fucking breastfeeding her. Get the hell back in there, will ya? Madon. Do it, these kids. Anyway, so yeah, it's been pretty much, you know, pretty decent. I mean, you know, a couple tantrums here and there, but that's expected for a 9-year-old, right? At least my 9-year-old. You know, but nothing like last summer. Last summer there was extreme, you know, between the kids, and I don't know. Let's get off the subject, because I'm here to get my mind away from all that right now. Okay. So I want to see if any of these, I think I'm going to make this into a magnetic pacifier, because what else am I, you know, did somebody have, did I say I wanted to modify a pacifier for somebody? Oh, I think that was the kid that left. The Sandy kit. the giveaway doll, which Misty with a double I won. Congratulations again, Misty. Misty, she reminded me because I had forgotten that she got Maggie from me. So the first Maggie that I ever bought with brown hair, light brown hair, went to Christina. So she still lives with Aunt Christina. Well, which is now her mom. Okay. So now I'm Aunt Sandy. Okay. Then I bought another Maggie with the black hair. Okay. Not her. Not the one I have. I bought another one with black hair. And then I sold her eventually. And I sold her to Misty with a double I. And I didn't realize that I had sold, because it was a while back, you know. But she reminded me. So I was so happy that she won this baby, so they get to be together. I think she did say she has like 5 different toddler baby replicas, so that, you know, they're various sizes and all that. So that's good, because I sent her a couple, you know, I don't want to say too much because she didn't get the box yet. But, you know, a bunch of different kind of sizes and gender things. So hopefully it'll work for some of your dolls, Misty, if you're watching. And I already told her, whatever you don't like, whatever you don't want, please feel free to donate it, sell it, get a few bucks if you can. I mean, listen, I'm like that, okay? If, you know, and I know a lot of people are, you know, and some people, you know, stick their nose up about it like, oh, that's terrible. Well, you know, no, it's not, because I do the same thing. If you know, if I'm giving you something and you don't freaking like it, or you hate it, you can't stand it, you don't want it, you don't want to keep it, why the hell would you just stash it away? For what reason? I would rather you get a few bucks or give it to somebody else that'll actually use it or whatever, you know. Keeping something just to say you have it, I think is really stupid. I'm sorry. And I know, you know, some people might disagree with me, but that's just my logic. And again, I don't live in the friggin' mansion, okay? I live in a small 2-bedroom apartment, 4 of us, okay? So right now, I'm going to call Jack an adult because next month is his birthday. So 3 adults and a 9-year-old right now, and then, you know, another teen eventually. So what the fuck? Like, we're thinking actually, so I don't have places to store stuff is what I mean. So I have to be very selective. And if I want new things, and the kids do the same thing, and I tell them too, if you want something new, if you expect to get all this stuff from Santa, or you want this stuff for your birthday, you got to downsize something, because there's no room. And Danny especially, Danny hangs on to everything. Anything that he gets in a box, a figure, a plushie, anything that comes in a box, he wants to keep the box. I bought all those figures last Christmas, the Hello Kitty and the Digital Circus and all those. They stay in the box. He'll take them out to play with them. He does put them back in the box, so that's a good thing. But there are just boxes of them. Danny, I have a box full of boxes. I'm like, no, we can't do this. We don't have a place to keep it. So I minimized it, and I allowed him to keep 4 boxes, and that's it. So, but he has a whole, like, God, he has the over the door hanger, which we switched it. Instead of having it on the back, we hang it from the front of the door because his name's on the door, and it looks cute. But all those pouches are overflowing. And then he has 3 nice sized, like, fabric container boxes filled to the top with toys. And his desk is full of toys. And then he has all his art stuff in this big 3-drawer thing. And I'm like, Danny, and I can't stand, listen, you guys know how I am. I cannot stand, if I go into that room and I'm like just hit, boom, with all this stuff everywhere, I'm like, hell no, it ain't happening. It is not happening. And I have went through that stuff so many times, with him and without him. But somehow it always reappears. And I'm like, you know? But anyway, so that's the situation. However, Jason actually was looking into moving, and because with the grant that you get for going to college, you can use that money. You're allowed to use that money for rent. So we might take the opportunity, because who knows when we'll ever get it again, to move to a bigger apartment, which is actually right down the road. So they took the forest out of that side too. So it's on the opposite side of the street, down a couple blocks. It is right at the intersection of like 7-Eleven, a gas station, a lot of stuff like that. However, it's up on the hill. So it's not like level, street level with everything there. It's up, pushed back a little bit. What's good about this complex is, number one, they're brand new. Nobody's ever lived in the apartment before. So everything will be nice, crisp, and fresh and new. Number two, they do not allow pets at all in that complex. So if you have a pet, you can't live there, which is excellent, because over here, it's starting to get crazy with the dogs, okay? There's a cat that lives in my hallway, meowing back and forth. There's, which he does belong to the lady upstairs, but she just lets him out, lets him go around. Jack goes out there and pets him, because Jack loves cats, so he'll go out and pet him. And I'm like, Jack, you better be careful. That same cat bit Ethan when Ethan went to pet him. So, but with Jack, he's fine. So I don't know, but I'm like, be careful, Jack has like a natural kind of soothing element to his personality. Like, even if Danny's having a meltdown of some sort, sometimes I can't get him to calm down. Jason can't get him to calm down. But Jack will go in there, big brother. He will go in there, and within 2 minutes, not even, it's quiet. And I'm like, wow. Like, he'll just go over and hug him, start like, caressing his hair and stuff, and like, it's all right, what's wrong, because a lot of times Danny will flip out over Roblox if he loses, or, if I didn't get him the right, toy or game. And I know this may sound like he's a spoiled brat. And I do spoil Danny, and a lot of times it comes back to bite me in the ass. I'll be honest with you, because he's my youngest, and he's my baby, and so I want to get him whatever is within my means to get him that he wants, because he's my last baby. He's my last child. I'll never have that experience again. So I want him to be spoiled, but that comes back to bite me, like I said, because if things don't go a certain way for him now, and as he's getting older is when I'm realizing that shit, shit. Maybe I shouldn't have got all that shit. Maybe I shouldn't, because then, it's not always good to get everything. And he doesn't get everything because I can't afford everything. But like you seen when we went to Ross, like he had a $20 spending limit, and I wound up coming home, that spent $75 on him. So I guess that's not really, well, that's minus the book bag, because that's for school. I had to get it anyway. But, so still spent double, than what he was supposed to. And I should have just kept it to that. And honestly, the extra thing, okay, that he wanted, excuse me. Oh my God, I shouldn't have drank soda. I knew it, because I burp a lot when I drink soda. That's the thing he got at Ross for fucking $17 right there. And it's hanging on my wall. I said, fuck this. I seen that I see it thrown around. He likes it. The eyes move. You remember I showed you that? So right now he's looking like, oh, whatever. But I found it on the couch. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I paid money for this. And you know what? If he ain't going to play with it, if he ain't going to use it, I'm going to fucking show it off. So I hung him up there. And that's where he's going to stay. I bet he ain't going to move. Either that, or Danny's going to come home and he's going to say, why you have my toy hanging up there? That's mine. I'm saying, because you don't fucking play with it. Tired of wasting money. I should have, that was my fault. I should have said no, Dan, but I did offer it. It's not like he grabbed the toy in the store and was like, you got to get me this, or I want this. I give in as a mom. I don't know. I'm soft that way. Okay. I'm soft when it comes to being a mom. I just want them to be happy. And I get it that not, things don't make them happy, but I think of like when I was there, like I used to get excited going into the store, and you would hate, walking around with your mom doing boring fucking shit, and you just want to get a toy, and I get it, and so we rarely go out together, so that's when I was like, you could get something in here, but anyway, Jack just has that calming ability, and I always said to him, he's like that with pets too, with animals. And I think that people sense, how you're feeling, inside. So if you're nervous, just like dogs, like they say animals can smell fear. I feel like, you just can have that calming sense about you. And that's what Jack has with the animals, and as far as Danny, it's his brother. That's his older brother. And I'm so happy that he's able to console him and soothe him, because sometimes he'll tell me and Jason, just to basically, fuck off without telling us to fuck off. You know what I mean? He doesn't want no part of us. He's like, no, I don't want to talk to you, because I wouldn't get him something, or it was wrong or whatever. And so I'm being blamed, like the blind bag situation. Like I told you guys the other day, he wants a blind bag. He's so excited, gets home, opens it, and it's a duplicate, or he doesn't like the one he got. And then it's my fault. It's my fault that he didn't get the one he wanted. I have no control over that. That's why I told you in the store, get a toy that you can actually see through the box and see what it is. So, anyway. So, the apartment. So there's no animals allowed there. Also, what's good about it is, I looked at the layout online. First of all, we would have to get movers. We couldn't go up and down ourselves with furniture and boxes of shit. Couldn't do it. So, we'd have to factor that in as well. But being that it's 2 blocks down the road, and movers charge by the hour. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we have, obviously we would have everything packed up, taped up in boxes, anything that could be in boxes or bags or whatever, and have that already stacked in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Or in the dining room. I would probably stack everything in the dining room. And then the movers would just come and pick up the boxes. In other words, put them in their truck, take them down the road to the new place, and unload them. So they're not like, it can't take more than 2 hours, I would think, but who knows? But, I don't even know how the fuck we probably have to walk there. We'd have to have one person stay here and the other person be at the new place for the movers. And then, walk there. I would probably, be at the new place, because I wouldn't want them just putting my boxes anywhere, but then we'd probably have to come back here, because I have to help Jason clean up, even though, being here so long and the way the carpets are, and they have to, they have to replace them anyway, but they will probably find some and be like, oh no, we can't get your deposit back, this and that. Maybe they would. I have no clue. They can't blame us for the carpeting when they won't even replace it after 10 years. That's absolutely ridiculous. But that's another good thing about moving, is that we don't have to fucking worry about this shit here with, they're not willing to replace my flooring, which I've been begging them for years. So I seen the layout online, and, it's nice. It's, the kitchen is about the same size. What I like is that the dining room is right on the wall when you walk in the door. because there's flooring, and then it goes into the kitchen, and there's a double door coat closet there right at the door, which is great, because we only have a little tiny one here behind the door. So that's a plus. I like that you don't walk into the living room, because here you do. You walk into the living room as soon as you come in, and it sucks during the snow or rain or anything like that. So that when you walk onto the floor, okay, instead of a rug. Even though I put something down, it's still, So I like that idea. The other idea is I like that there's 3 bedrooms. Definitely. There are 3 bedrooms in this apartment. And this brand new 3-bedroom apartment costs less than here. Okay. That's another plus. And so I looked at the layout, and I would get my own bedroom with my own bathroom in it. And that's that, period. And, I know Jack is going to say, well, I need my own space. I'm the mom. And I have been living in the living room for years. I gave up my doll room for you to have your own space. Now you're an adult almost. You're just about an adult. So I don't have to give up my room for you anymore. So, I told Jason, he's like, well, where am I supposed to go? Because then the kids will have the other 2 bedrooms. And I said, looks like it's your turn for the living room, And he's like, oh. The thing is, Jason needs to, sleep in a proper bed, right? I don't, so I don't even know if I would probably get like a day bed maybe, or like a, not even, those are kind of big. I want something smaller just to go against the wall that I could stretch out and stuff, but I don't want no big, like, it's going to take up a lot of room. So I don't know. I'd probably like a smaller maybe bed, and then where I can like also have my chair in the room, because I don't need a bed. I'm fine on my chair. I might, I was looking into these other kind of chase lounge things, but I don't know. They're kind of low to the ground. That's the thing for me with my ankle and my knees and everything. I can't be sitting low to the ground and then try to get up. None of that. So maybe I'm thinking once we move and see the layout and all that, then I can get some furniture that is proper for the space. And then what's funny is they actually displayed a crib in the I guess it's the master. So it has like a little nook area actually in the bedroom. So it would be perfect for the dolly area. So I would have like my dolly space in my bedroom, and I was thinking that I could get a little desk, and do like, it'd be a lot easier for me to do videos. I wouldn't have to wait for everybody to go out. I could be in peace in my room, just like be like, okay guys, see you later. I'm going to do my video, close the door, and boom. And I could leave everything set up, get a desk, maybe get one of those little tripod thingies for the camera instead of this, floor ring light, and, have it all set up like, like a real podcast thing, So it'd be a lot easier for videos. I wouldn't have to wait. I would be able to just hop on whenever I want, whatever time of the day or night. So I think it would be a really good move. The only thing is they have washer dryer hookups, but they're not included. And so I would have to get the washer and dryer, which I told Jason we're going to do Rent-A-Center then for that, because if I'm buying a washer and dryer, I want front loaders. Okay. I'm sick of these old fashioned fucking things. I want the front loaders. So, they have them at Rent-A-Center, not that bad, price wise. And, you're paying over time, and, I was paying for the couches over time, and honestly, it went fast. So I think, for that, I'm going to do Rent-A-Center. I think you can, there are units that do have the washer and dryer. But I'm thinking, if you're paying, right, this is what I told Jason, I think the ones that include a washer dryer are $200 more a month than the ones that don't have it. So I'm telling Jason, like, and that's a lot. That's a lot to charge just because you have a washer and dryer. I guess it's a lot easier. You don't have to go down to the laundromat, all that stuff. So they charge what they can, right? But I told him, I would rather get a unit that you buy your own, because that's about how much it would cost for Rent-A-Center a month. But at the end of the cycle or whatever, you own those machines. If you're paying $200 extra in rent a month just because they already have the washer and dryer in unit, then you're basically paying for nothing, because when you leave, you can't take those with you. At least if I'm paying Rent-A-Center, I own the washer and dryer when I'm done. You know what I'm saying? For the same cost. So that's another thing to weigh out, you know? But I'm excited because he's excited, and he's the one that came up with the idea. Because my thoughts were, I want to live by the ocean. I want to live on the beach, you know, and I'll get there one day. I really, really want to spend my, you know, I'll say the second half of my life, because, you know, I'm going to live to be 103. You know? The second half of my life, I want to live on the beach. I feel that it's so peaceful there, you know? And so that's what I want. I would love to do, you know. Getting there is another story. Getting to that point of being able to do that is another story. And also, you know, you have to be in the correct situations, I feel, to just, you know, you can't just get up and go. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you would have to put in place. And so that's more for a long-term thing. But for the immediate, if we're able to do this and we get an extra bedroom, and like I said, all those things I just mentioned are all pros, you know, of the situation, and being able to have a brand new apartment for the same price that I'm paying here, or less. It's a little less, I think. And I get an extra bedroom, my own bedroom. Hell yeah. Anyway, let's move along to the babies, okay? I don't know what time they're going to be back. They're getting some, no, she's not going to take, no. Gigi, she's taking the passwords. You know, they're picking up some, well, they were doing returns, and then I gave him, you know, a list, of course, of things. Not many things, just, they had, like, the half off bakery stuff, you know, 4th of July's over, so now they put it 50%. So, so I told him to pick up one, you know, something there. And he's picking up a pepper, an onion, and some rolls, because we're going to make the cheddar bratwurst, because we had, you know, he had bought 2 packages. So we'll make those tonight for us on a roll with some peppers and onions. That'll be good. And I have some extra shredded cheese, cheddar cheese, and the potato salad on the side. The kids, we're having chicken patties on a bun, so he had to get buns, because they ate all the buns with the hamburgers. What else did I have on that list? I don't know, just a couple other things. I ordered coffee, so that'll be here, I think, tomorrow. Trying a new flavor. I did get plain, because he doesn't always like the flavored coffees, but I am trying a new flavor. What is it called? It sounded really good. I'll show it to you guys when it gets here, but it sounded really good. I just don't know. I believe it was something, I don't know. I'll show you when it gets here. I almost ordered pumpkin coffee, because Dunkin' Donuts, now they have the pumpkin coffee at Walmart at regular price, like not overpriced, because it's out of season. They're already starting with the fall. I almost got the pumpkin coffee, and Jason was like, no. He's like, it's too early for that. It's too early, because I tend to rush the season. like now, I want to rush through the summer because I want to get to the point of, the point of the holiday feel, and when I'm able to, once they go back to school and it's fall and, you get all I do get pumpkin stuff. I get the pumpkin coffee, I get pumpkin creamer, I'll get pumpkin scented Febreze, all that stuff. He doesn't like it. I love pumpkin pie. I don't know, he'll eat pumpkin pie. Jack loves pumpkin pie. So he makes, home. That's right. He makes them. I forgot all about it. Oh my gosh. So, I'm always talking about food, aren't I? This could be my problem, right? I'm always talking about food. Food. So all that stuff, and then you think Thanksgiving, and that's like, besides Christmas, I think that's my favorite day of the year besides Christmas. Because it's like, like that's the gathering, that's like the initial, holiday of family togetherness, traditions. And it's also the day where, I mean, you already have Christmas stuff up at that point, because listen, November 1st, my lights go on. Okay. We were going to put them on for the month of July for Christmas in July, and we never did. But, November 1st, my lights go on, my tree is going up, everything. You like to have it up more than a couple weeks. I mean, you want to see it. You want to, enjoy it. Like I love, and you guys know this, I just love sitting here and just staring at the tree, and just so many memories come back. I'll start to think, I don't want to cry. Oh my God, something just came to me. You think of like certain ornaments that you had, on your tree when you were little, and I remember my mom had these, and you guys will probably remember these. They were pretty popular. Oh my God, don't cry, Sandra. She had these little Avon teddy bears. Christmas teddy bears with little Santa hats, and like one was on a sled, I remember. And one was holding drums. One had like, I don't know, they're all Christmas things, but they were all like this little teddy bears. And they were they didn't have hair there, but they were fuzzy, like this, like felt. And, they had little, Santa hats and stuff. And I think one had a bell on it. But I remember those, and they came in the little Avon boxes. So, I remember those all over the tree. Just things, and see, that's what I'll remember. I'll just be looking at the tree, and then I'll remember that. And then like maybe how we got that, or if I remember me and my mom shopping together, or going to a certain store. And it just invokes, that's what I feel. It invokes memories, feelings, traditions, just things that you remember that make you gasp for air. Really, that's the best way to describe it. It brings you to a place that you never thought you'd be again. And that's what I love about the Christmas tree. That's what I love about the lights. And I think it's part of, because my mom always made a good holiday for us. No matter what kind of shit was going on in the house, no matter, who did this, who did what, Christmas was the fucking shit. Because, maybe not when I got to my teenage years, but up till then, it was just, she created a Christmas for us to remember. And boy, do I remember them. She did. She tried her best, and she did it. She made it happen. We didn't get a lot of gifts. Jason's mother's a different story. He grew up being spoiled to death, like mountains and mountains and mountains of gifts for him and his brother. We didn't have that. My mom did, when we were littler, like me and my sister, before my other sister was here, or my brother, when we were those ages, we used to get a lot of toys and a lot of stuff. But once my brother came along, I feel it started to fade. But there were Christmases where she would only get us, 5 or 6 gifts each. Sometimes she didn't even wrap them. My mother didn't always wrap gifts. Sometimes, well, she says when Santa comes, he doesn't leave. Santa doesn't wrap gifts, is what she would tell us. Santa doesn't wrap the gifts. He just comes, drops them off, and that's it. So when you go out there, to the tree, she had made piles for all of us, for all 4 of us. And she wouldn't even put names or anything. She would just, you would kind of know because of what you asked for. And a lot of times I felt like cheated. Like, what the fuck, Mom? I know she did her best. There was 4 of us, and she didn't work. It was my stepfather. He worked, but, I don't know. So all different kinds of memories, right? But besides the gift part, the food, the decorations, the tree, we used to go around. We would go in the car. It was a tradition to go drive around the streets, the back streets behind the house and around, to look at people's houses, their lights, their figures that they had outside, all that stuff. We would used to go every year, twice. Once in kind of the beginning where everybody had put out stuff, and then again more towards Christmas Eve. But it was beautiful. I loved it. I loved looking at all the lights and everything. So besides the gift part, that's secondary. It was the feeling that I remember, the lights, how my mother was always in the kitchen cooking something, and it was just beautiful, and so I think that's part of why it's so important for me to recreate that for my kids. And I think I do a hell of a job. Not to be, but I think I do. And I try my best, and I try every year to make it a little bit more bigger and grander and better. And, as far as decorations and the food and the baking, and, Jason does a lot of the baking and stuff, but, like just those, and doing activities together and just spending time together and all that stuff. I feel like you'll just remember that, even if it wasn't the most, even if you didn't get what you asked for that year, even though they usually always do. Believe me. Okay. You guys know, I had sold Olive to get Jack's computer. That was pretty, no, his VR set. And then I did sell something, right, last year to get his laptop. I did. Was it a doll? It had to be a doll. I don't remember who. If I think back, Sam. That's right. I had gotten Sam again, and then I had sold him again because he wanted the special laptop with Ryzen. Remember the Ryzen 5 that I had to look for? Yeah. So, I will move mountains for my kids, and I just hope that, they remember what I'm creating for them, as much as what I remember my mom doing for us. And that is why I love my tree. Period. That is why I love Christmas. That is why I love my tree, because it brings back my mom. It brings back my grandparents. It brings back my brother. God, I miss him. I miss my brother so much. It's hard. It's really hard, but I do my best, and that's it. So I don't want to talk about this anymore, because you see I'm getting upset, and I'm like, it's my own fault. I shouldn't be talking about this now. But anyway, I'm being a chatty Cathy today. I watched Ann's video this morning, speaking of chatty Cathys. Go ahead, Ann, blame me. Blame me for your chattiness, okay? I'll take it all. I'll take it in. It's my fault. I think you did a great video, Ann. I think it was really nice. I see, and she was, explaining in the video. She's like, I wonder how many people left already. You know, I wonder that sometimes too, because Jason's always telling me, you got to make them, you got to make them shorter. Not everybody's going to sit and watch a 2-hour video all the time. And I understand what he's saying, you know, but I'll say this. Okay, I already showed Sherry. So she knows what's up. I haven't checked my YouTube studio in a long time, okay? And Sherry had said that first I asked her to go over and see if she could see my comment under Anne's video because I wasn't seeing it. And then I asked Anne, and she said, yes, she's seen it. But Sherry went there to check for me. And then she says, well, she says, I comment on somebody's video and I can't see it. She says, do you see my comment under your last video? So I said, no, there was no comment from you, which I was surprised because I always see Sherry's comments, you know, when after she watches the video, she'll come back and tell me I watched your video, you know, da-da-da, and I'll go look at the comment. No comments over there. So I'm like, what is going on? So this was happening to me a while back, I remember, where I would post a comment and then it would be gone. And a lot of them were for giveaways that I was entering. And I was like, where's my comment, you know? So I went to YouTube Creation, is that what it is? Or YouTube app? YouTube Creation. No. Studio. YouTube Studio. Okay, let's brush Maggie's hair while we're talking. YouTube Studio. And that's how my mother used to brush my hair. Sandra, stay still. Stay. Then she pulls it back tight. Oh, Sandra, come on. She always hit me in the brush like this. Anyway, so I went to the YouTube whatever the hell it is, the studio. And I still didn't see her comment. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, can't see her comment. But while I was there, I decided to look at my, what's it called? Like my views and the subscribers and all that stuff. And I am doing really great. I'm doing really great. So I was surprised to see that. So that made me happy. And so my subscribers, it says, is up 666% than the previous 28 days. So that is really freaking great, right? And then, you know, my views are up there, my watch hours, all that. So I couldn't be happier. So thank you to each and every one of you because you guys are helping me to make this happen. And I appreciate it so much. So we are getting close. We're getting close to the 1,000 mark. And I couldn't be happier. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what this new chapter of my YouTube channel brings for me and for all of you. And it's just going to be great, guys. So keep liking the videos, keep watching, keep sharing. If you're not subscribed and you watch, please consider subscribing. It will really help me reach my goal. Anyway, so I was happy with that. But I got to figure out these comments because if I can't see Sherry's comment, then how many other people are commenting that I can't see? So, if you ever comment but you don't see it show up, please email me. So at least I know, who's leaving a comment, even if I can't see it, or Instagram me, message me. Because, it's not fair. If somebody's watching a video, they're commenting, and I don't answer them. It's not because I'm not answering you. It's because I don't see the comment. So, anyway. So, that is that. So, Jack is out here now. Hi, Jack. What are you doing? You having some Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
I don't know what time they're going to be back, but I got Jack one of his favorite cookies. Walmart has the, like the single wrapped cookies. I've showed you them before for $1. Well, his is a little more because it's a specialty cookie that I get for my son because I love him so dearly. And I want to get him the best cookie, whichever one he wants. And so, of course, I get him the extra special sugar cookie, the giant one with the pink icing and sprinkles, because that is his most favorite cookie. Right, Jack? So, and I told Jack, even though he's going to be technically an adult next month, he'll always be my baby. And so I will always get him his special cookie. Anyway. So, we're doing Maggie's hair in kind of, I don't know, kind of doing like a pigtail twist here. Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, so we're going to put her hair in little piggy tails here. My hair's growing, huh? I can't wait till it gets a little longer. Like right now, it's nice. I like the bangs are nice. I can't wait till it gets like right here below my earring. Like that's my favorite. Or when it lay. I don't like really when it lays on my shoulder. Once it gets there, it's like an awkward length. I feel until it grows a little longer. But like that's what annoys me when it's like laying on my shoulders. So I always got to pull it back. So once my hair gets like longer, I'll be doing a lot of updos because I don't like the hanging hair. Like when I wear a wig, it's different. It's just for the show, the show. It's just for the Sandra show. And then it comes off. But I can't take my real hair off, right? So it's always going to be mostly up probably. Or I like doing a top messy bun when my hair's long enough. Like Christina. I love her when she pulls her hair up and has the curls like all over and like messy curly bun. I love curly hair. That's why I love playing with Jack's hair when he lets me, which is rare. But he has such thick curls and like beautiful, beautiful hair. So I used to get my hair permed to have that effect because I loved curly hair. And actually my best friend in school, her name was Liz Marshall. We hanged out all the time together. Anyway, she had hair just like Christina. And I remember I would look at her hair and I would be like, I wish my hair could be like that. And she would always tell me, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. And then who knows? And then later down the road, right, then it became popular to straighten your hair with a hair straightener, right? Everybody wanted a hair straightener, the newest hair straightener. I remember my youngest sister and my mother, well, my other sister too, but mostly my mother and my youngest sister, Michelle, they used to, oh my God. Well, they were all hairdressers, and so they would get the latest tools, but they would spend so much money on ceramic hair straighteners, like the special, I don't know what the hell they're called. I'm sure one of you know. It's a special like ceramic or something hair straight ion or something. I don't know what it was called. I forgot. I never used that shit. I never used a hair straightener because I don't like my hair flat. I like volume to my hair, and this right now this is flat to me. But if you use a straightener, it'd be even more pin straight to your face. And I let them, I let them do my hair with the straightener when I was down in Florida, because my mom was like, "Oh, just straighten your hair. Let the girls help you. Straighten." I'm like, I don't like it like that. So, and at that point, when I was in Florida, my hair was long. I would call it long. My hair was, past my shoulders in the back. And it was full. My hair is really full. Okay. And they wanted to straighten. I'm like, I don't like it like that. She's like, oh, let me do your hair. I said, fine, just do it. So they straightened it. It took forever because I have so much hair. And when they were done, I hated it. And I told them that I looked like Cher. When she has the part in the middle with the straight hair all the way down. I'm like, I don't like this. Like, this is not me. I don't like it. It looked good on them. My sister, Michelle, her hair right now, because Jason's seen her picture on Facebook. She has a horse mane. I don't know why she keeps her hair that long. Like, it's different when you have straight hair and you have curly hair. I feel like it looks way different. And especially if you have a style or you don't. Like, Christina, I'm going to use you as an example because you're my best friend and I know you won't care. But it's all good. It's all good. So, like, with Christina's hair, her curls, I could have used Jack as an example too, but her curls are like, she has volume, right? And so even though her hair is longer, it looks really good. Like, it has a style. It looks nice. You could do things with it, whatever. But Michelle, my sister, her hair is like down to her waist, I would say. Down to her waist. But it's straight. And she doesn't have a cut to it. It's just it hangs. So I'm like, it doesn't look right. It looks too long. It looks like too much, okay? For me. Like that, to me, that's over excessive. Like, why do you need hair that long? Why? And why would you want it that long? She has thick hair too. Like, why? In Florida? And so to me, there's a difference in if you have a style and if your hair is one way or another. To me, I would love to have big curls like that, okay? Ooh, baby. But my sister with the mane, it just reminds me of a horse. I don't know. It reminds me of a horse tail. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, cut your hair or, at least do, if you like the length, because I know a lot of women love longer hair. And I met a woman that actually had hair down to her ankles, believe it or not. And I seen that in person. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, of course, what comes to my mind is germs. How do you keep your hair out of the toilet? How do you, I'm just very, I don't want to say I'm a germaphobe, but I just feel like certain things are not necessary. And so I don't understand why you would want it that way. But that's my thinking, The next person may think, hey, Sandra, why do you have long nails? You know what they say about long nails? Because I have a routine with my nails, guys, and I'm not gonna announce it here. Why not, right? But when you have long nails, you have to take certain measures to make sure that you stay. I would put her on the bench, but the toddlers, they're too big. Whenever I wash my hands, I make sure, first of all, I always wash my hands 3 times. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm going to wash my hands, it's 3 times a wash, okay? And before and after, I go through 1,000 Q-tips, guys. I have to have my Q-tips. Christina, no internet here. What? Why? You didn't pay the bill? No, I'm kidding. You got that doll instead, didn't you? Can't pay my rent, 'cause all my money's spent. But I'm still fly. Got a quarter tank of gas. Everybody remember that song? That's what came to mind. I think it's called Still Fly. I think that's what it's called. Anyway. We used to listen to that all the time back in the day on repeat, driving in the car. Anyway, that, and you ever hear this song? Of course, this song's gonna come. This looks like Princess Leia. This song's gonna come to mind too with the light bill, because should have paid my light bill. I bought an outfit. Stay at your mama's house and keep a smart mouth. Remember that Project Pat? Anybody listen to that? Chicken heads. Jason used to listen to that song all the fucking time on repeat. I'm like, you're driving me crazy with all these freaking chicken heads. Will you stop? He loved Project Pat back in the day too. I don't know if that's just East Coast or New York area or whatever. I don't know if the South. No, I think he comes from the South, right? Because he says he represents the South. Yes, Sandra. So if you know who he is, then you know who he is. But anyway, Jason used to listen to him a lot. Anyway, Christina, so I hope it gets back to you, baby. And I was just talking about you, so that's why you wrote to me. You felt it deep in your soul. Either that or you were eating hot dogs or ice cream. Anyway, so Christina, when we get together, we're going to have plenty of hot dogs and ice cream on hand. Anne was talking about, eventually she would love to go to one of the doll shows, the Yofi doll show. Because, there's plenty of people down there that, she'd like to meet. And I'm thinking, Anne, I'm all the way over here. I'm nowhere close. I'm just messing with you. I want to go there too, because that is where a lot of people are that I'd like to meet. So, maybe we'll have to, hitch a ride together. I'll have to fly to Georgia. Then we'll go over. I don't know. I want, like I've said this in my video before. I would love to go to the Yofi doll show. It ain't gonna happen this year, but the long-term plan. It's just there's so many things involved. There's so many things involved. I hate living. I told Jason, I was like, I hate living all the way on the West Coast. I hate it. Okay, because there is no one here. There's nobody here, and he knew that when we moved, though. And obviously, the main goal was to get away from my family at the time, because we wanted a better life for our kids. We didn't want them mingled into all that bullshit. Okay, so made the right move for that. But at the same time, now I feel like the kids are older, and like Danny has a cousin, that age over there that he's never met, probably never will. I don't know. It's just, but I feel like I said, I want to be on the beach. I feel like a lot of people that I have become close with live down south. And so I just kind of, I've lived in Florida before. I've been twice. I've been to Florida, actually 3 times I lived in Florida. Yes, 3 times. And so it's like, once with Jason, once on my own, and once with, Jack. Not for long though. We went down and stayed a couple months, but it's still living by, Florida by yourself. And I'll tell you, I put him in a stroller. I walked to the beach. I walked to Publix. I walked everywhere. And to be honest with you, in Florida, Florida's where I lost a lot of weight, to be honest with you. I feel like, wherever I am where there's heat, the hotness, you're sweating, you're walking everywhere. It's like you don't even want to eat. Honestly, when I was down there, we ate we would go out for like a slice of pizza for lunch. We would have an Italian ice, and then dinner, my mom would make a huge salad and, maybe pasta, but you weren't like constantly like, we were always at the beach or walking. I was always walking somewhere. And it's like, you just have that, I guess also because it's the beach. Like you just, I don't know. Even though, look, I never really, when I went to the beach, I'm always staying in a cover up. I never just have a bathing suit on. There's no fucking way. Okay, no way. Actually, I'm lying. Actually, when I was down there with my sister, I actually went into Bell's outlet store, and I got a new pocketbook. But besides that, I remember what it was too. I loved it. Anyway, it was like a big tote beach bag, but it was a handbag, a designer handbag. Anyway, besides the point, Sandra, I had a gorgeous 2-piece, what do you call it, a tankini? It's like the top is like a tank top. So like it has the top part, but it's a tank top, So so it covers your belly. Your belly's not out, and then the bottom part was a high waist. It was so beautiful. I remember the top had like these Hawaiian color, orange flowers with the greenery on it. And the bottom was solid. And then the top was a halter top. So it wasn't over the shoulder. It tied in the back of my neck. Oh my God. I think that was the last time I liked how I looked in a swimsuit. And I was okay with just going on the beach, going in the pool without a cover up. And, but you guys know how I am. And my mother and my sister, they always say, why are you even wearing that? You looked fine. Why are you wearing it? Because I didn't feel fine. And if you don't feel, then you're going to be self-conscious. And I was like that a lot. But they would always be like, why are you doing that? Like, you look good. You don't need, and I'm like, well, that's just me. So, but that was a beautiful bathing suit. And that's the only time that I did not wear a cover up. And I thought it looked good. I was happy. I was happy then. I got tan on my boobies, I had nice cleavage out and all that. That's when I wore stuff like that. And you could walk around Daytona Beach like that. Like you put one of those little wrap things around the bottom and tie it on the side, a nice little wrap skirt. And you could wear the tankini top around. That's what I did in flip-flops. And we had our sunglasses and messy buns and big earrings. And we were walking around town. And it was so much fun. Like, that's the atmosphere that I feel I belong in. Like, this is not for me. This is it's too just laid back and kind of quiet here. Like, not like around, you know what I'm saying? Like, no worries. No worries, and it's just not the right atmosphere for Sandra, I feel. For Sandra to thrive is what I mean. Outside of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life. I feel like my personality, my attitude, my outlook on things in life is meant to be in an atmosphere that is fun, exciting, entertaining, thrilling, all those things that Sandra is. I like to mingle. I like to talk to different people. I will go right up to you if I'm sitting in a restaurant, a bar, any place like that, or even on the beach, wherever, or on the sidewalk. We're walking, whatever, and we see somebody, and you're like, "Oh, do you know where this road is?" And I would strike up a whole conversation about something that has nothing to do with the road we're looking for, because that's just how I am, And especially when I was with my mother, we were just like, very entertaining women. We were in the entertainment business. But that's just what I like. I like to have those conversations with strangers. I really do. I enjoy that because you learn different things. You really learn about other people's lives and things that they've been through, things that maybe you never heard of, you don't know about. You discover new songs, new movies, new places to visit. It's just like, it's just so fulfilling. You don't feel like anything's missing. You're like always on the go and doing. I just love the more busy. Like, I don't like I feel like that's what crushes me. Is when I'm just not able to really interact and do anything in the real human world. I know this is the real human world. You know what I mean? Like, not on a screen. And it's hard because, Jason just, is, like I said, it doesn't matter. Hello. Oh, would you like to come say hello to my video?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want
Okay, love you. But it doesn't matter to Jason. Like, not that it doesn't matter how I feel, but I guess I don't know. It's hard to describe. You already know that, I could do anything and like he loves me or look like anything or do whatever, and he just loves me. And that's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I love that. People search for that for forever, right? But I don't know. I like attention. There you go. There's the word. I just always been that way. Since I was younger, I'm just an attention seeker. I love it. I love it. I soak it all in. And, it's just, then that's when you start getting those feelings of like, just life. Like, you feel like you're alive, right? You feel like you're alive inside. You're, it just, that's all I could say. You feel like you're living, you're alive inside, not dead. And I feel like a lot of times I'm in my thoughts too much when I'm here. I'm just, if I'm not scrolling or talking with one of my friends or busy cleaning or doing something with the kids, my mind then wanders and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here? What am I doing with myself? What am I, what do I want? And a lot of times that doesn't, I guess it just doesn't fit in with reality. And so Sandra's left feeling like, wow, I'm not going to be able to be me. And that is part of why I love YouTube, because I can be me here. And this helps me tremendously. You guys know that. This helps me tremendously to be able to talk to you and share with you and read the comments and laugh with you and cry and, just be all these things. And that people understand where I'm coming from. People can relate to certain things I'm talking about and saying and doing. And I just feel so alive on YouTube. I do. That I feel alive here. And when I shut this camera off, a lot of times I feel sad. Like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. But, I talked about to Jason, like, just vlogging, like doing, like, I see these girls and I'm like, shit, I could do better than that. No, I'm messing with you. There is a lot of girls that do really well. Okay. They do really well. And I'm thinking, I could do that. Like, I could do that. And Jason's like, he's like, well, I don't want to be in it. I don't want you, I don't want to be in you documenting your daily living, And I'm like, but you're part of the family. So why don't we just do like a family vlog? Like, we have talked about this for a while. And he's like, you just want to have a camera on all the time, like just, and I said, well, I don't know. I mean, people do it. People do it. And he's like, why would you want that? Why would you, and it's like, I don't know. It's hard to, I mean, it's nice when you're married, but it's also hard when you're married. It's like a lot of times, I mean, look, me and Jason are like, I'll ask him for advice and then do the opposite of what he picks. I'll ask him, what shirt looks better, this one or this one? He'll tell me this one and I'll pick the other one. It's always been like that. It's always like that. And I don't know. When we moved to Florida, I'll be honest with you. When we moved to Florida, right, this was when his parents sold the house. They sold their house because the market was really good. Isn't that pretty? That's the brush that came in the Happy Mail. So the market was really good, and they decided to, can we get this off? No, we got to take that off. They decided to sell the house in Fishkill, New York. Melanie, you know where that is, girlfriend. They sold the house and they gave both their sons an equal amount of money out of the sale of the house to move to where they wanted to go to get them started. Basically, starter money to, get your own place, buy some furniture, do what you got to do. So, Jason had these big plans to move to Florida. Okay. Now, I had been there on vacation before, but I never lived there. And I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm not. I am not going to go to Florida. I don't want to live there. This was before kids. I don't want to live there. I don't think it's a good idea. We wound up moving to Indian Rocks Beach, which is between Clearwater and St. Pete. And we lived there for about 18 months, something like that. No, maybe a little less, but I don't know. Anyway, I would say around a year. We lived there around a year. And it was nice, when we first got there, because we had money. When we first got there, we were going out to dinner every night, seafood places. Christina loves that, right? Seafood places. We were going to, souvenir shops, and we went and we bought all new furniture. But that was after we got the place, obviously. So we just, the way we found our apartment is just drove around beachside, and we found a 2-bedroom apartment that was for rent. And basically, they accepted us right away because we paid 6 months in advance. So that's what we did. We paid 6 months rent in advance. And then we bought all new furniture and, stuff for the kitchen and appliances, whatever we needed, right? We bought a new bed and all kinds of, blankets and sheet towels, everything you need for a new place. So that's where the money all went, right? And we still had money, we would go out at night to the tiki bars and stuff like that and, listen to the music playing. But my mother lived at the time in New York still with my youngest sister. And Daytona was all the way on the other side anyways, like a 3-hour drive, something like that. But anyway, so, and the beach was right across the street, whatever. I did make friends eventually with the landlord's girlfriend because they lived in the unit in front. And it was nice. It wasn't like you didn't get no view from the apartment except a palm tree, of the water or anything like that. But it was right across the street, and it was nice. But once Jason had to go back to work, and I was alone all day, that's when shit got bad because I was totally isolated, had no kids. It was just me, myself, and I. And I wasn't going to go to the beach alone. I was scared to leave the apartment alone. I hardly knew where I was. We were only there. Jason went back to work the 7th month. So, it was hard for the second half of the year that we were there. And then hurricane season came, and I remember there was one that I was so afraid because they were telling people to evacuate beachside, and we stayed. There was no place to go. Where the hell were we going to go? They closed the causeways. So they were all up. The bridges were all up. You couldn't move over. No emergency vehicles were going to come through. But we stuck it out, and thank God nothing happened. But I just was isolated. I had nothing to do. I had no friends. I had nobody to talk to. I would call my mother-in-law, and bless her heart, she would stay on the phone with me for the entire time Jason was at work until he got home through that door. She would just stay on the phone with me, even if we weren't talking. I mean, there were times where she fell asleep on the phone. And then I'd be like, "Are you there?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, I'm still here," just checking in, just so that I had somebody there, like a lifeline, And back then, my panic and my anxiety was through the roof, but I wasn't on medication yet. So I was taking nothing. So there was nothing for me to do but talk to somebody, breathe. I mean, the basic stuff. But I wasn't about to go out by myself. So I feel like that was a huge part of, again, not being able to mingle, not being able to speak to anybody, not being able to just talk and, talk about shit, and just have that interaction. Right? Have that interaction. Me being alone is not a good, it's not a good thing. It's just not. So what do you want? Why are you out here?
Dad wants the air on because he's coming back in 5 minutes.
Okay, so put it on. What the hell? Dad wants the air on. He's going to be home in 5 minutes. Shit, and we didn't even dress the dolls yet. Okay, so I have here, we're going to dress Maggie. Oh, let me show you guys the shoes. Okay, so remember I said when I went out with Danny that my shoes, the flip-flops hardly fit, right? And I wound up getting ballerina slippers. So I can't show you those because they are filthy, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So after I came home and I knew that those fit, I went online and I bought 2 new pairs. So I have an outdoor pair and I have 2 indoor pairs. So I got a black and then the color that I was wearing around. You guys ready? Don't fucking laugh at me now. You can laugh if you want because I'm laughing with you, all right? So these, you ready? Don't laugh. This is what I walked around in Walmart and then outside in the parking lot all the way to Ross and back. Okay? I'm just like such an asshole. Well, the bottoms are nice. They have nice treads. So that's good. That's why I didn't slip. This is... Oh my God. I can't believe I walked around in these guys. And this... in a dress. I had a dress. What dress? Oh, I had my... I don't know if you guys know the black and white dress I have, the tank dress with the wooden buttons. It's black. It has the white. No. I changed. I changed before I left. I had that dress on, but the one that's black and purple, has the purple flowers all over it. So I had that on. I had my black cardigan sweater on, and it was hot. It was hot, but I wasn't about to have my arms out. And I was wearing these all around town. I look such an asshole, probably. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm back. So here, yes. So these are the slippers I walked around town in. So the furry and this exact color, and the bow. But I did it, right? I did it. That's all that matters. Okay. So we're gonna dress Maggie in the mermaid outfit. I think we're gonna save. I think we're gonna change the other two tomorrow, maybe with the box opening, or maybe I'll hop on if I'm ready before my Reborn gets here to dress the toddlers, because now they're home and this has been 2 hours anyway because I talked my ass off today. Okay, so we are going to just dress Maggie in the mermaid outfit right now, and then we're gonna say goodbye. We'll dress the other toddlers another day, because yeah, can't be doing that now. Anyway, I talked way too much, and I should have been dressing them as I was talking, and I apologize for that. But I get carried away sometimes, you know that. You know that. So this is a gorgeous little mermaid outfit, which I'm just picking some little lint thingies off of here. And I think, see, I can't wash that is the thing. I mean, I probably could maybe hand wash it, but it would take forever to dry. But I probably should have just went over this, because there's a lot of little, just, things that, this type of knit fabric, it picks up everything. So, and I didn't really go over it when I first got it. I knew it was beautiful, and I put it in a Ziploc, and I didn't even realize all this little linty stuff. Let me pause you, take this off, and then we'll dress her. All right, guys, so I just took some of the little linty things off of this, but we're going to put this mermaid thing on Maggie. I'm curious to see how this is going to look, or if it'll even fit her, really. It should fit her a little bit. Oh, this little... Open this bag, please, for me for a sec, quick. Yeah. You missed a lot of story times today. A lot of story time.
Very well behaved today.
Perfect, good.
Very good.
Maggie's gonna be a mermaid today.
Yes, I think I got the deer in the blind box.
All right, well, we'll open it in a sec together, okay? Let mommy just...
Yeah,
I see. I don't want to keep pulling because it's gonna pull a knot in the material. So let's just. I just want to see how this looks on her. It's cute. It's cute.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but now. Oh, come on. Don't put that on as soon as you come home, please.
Relax.
What do you mean relax? Isn't my voice soothing enough?
Yeah. It is to some people.
Yeah. All right. So
For
where's
30 years, I don't know. Well, it must be. I'm still here.
All right. I can't. What did I do with the friggin' top? Do you see it anywhere? Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to put this here because I really think that, I mean, it's a mermaid. I really think it's meant to go here. So we're just gonna try it and see what happens. Let's see.
That's really cool. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like the shells for the boobies. I have no idea. I think it is. Is it? Is this supposed to go here? Like, is this the shells?
Could be.
I think so. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I think so too.
And then let's see if this will. Does this match? No, it doesn't match. All right, so. Wait. Her foot's gotta go further down the tail. Hold on. What was the name of that movie last night? The Wrecking Crew?
Is that what it was? That's good.
I don't know. Was it? I'm asking you.
I don't remember. I could look.
All right, guys. Here's Mermaid Maggie. Oh. Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. Hello. Don't I look
They have
awesome?
Project Hail Mary.
Woohoo. What the hell is
I want to
that?
watch this so bad.
What is that?
It's supposed to be a great movie with Ryan Gosling. Is that his name?
What is it about?
I don't know exactly, but it's about
Oh,
space.
I think maybe Christina's seen that in the movie theater, I think.
You and Christina seen it?
No, Christina went.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really, really good.
Well, I'll ask her about it when I'm done. So there is Mermaid Maggie. I think she looks gorgeous as a mermaid.
I'm gonna ask Kevin if he's seen it. Right?
And go ahead. And we're gonna end it here with Mermaid Maggie because we're over a little over 2 hours now, and I didn't get to dress the other two girls. But how does Maggie look?
Beautiful.
Hi, Danny. Oh, I look beautiful. Thank you. I'm a mermaid now. Aren't I beautiful like this?
Yeah.
See? Ariel ain't got nothing on Maggie the mermaid. She could go swim away, far, far away from here, because I'm the new mermaid. Let her try and mess with me.
So you're a mermaid that has a tail while it's still not in water.
Okay, Danny, you gonna be all technical with me?
No.
Okay, well, I can't go in water. My cloth body won't take it. So I'm a land mermaid.
So
Ariel
you
lived
have-
on land.
Yeah, with legs.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, so at least we dressed one doll. We were supposed to dress Gigi and Maddie today, but we're not going to get around to that in this video, so I'll leave them the way they are. This way we could dress them together in the new clothes or whatever. Maggie Mermaid, I don't know how long. Oh my God. I don't know what is with you with Homefront? We've seen it like 5 times.
I want Jack to see it.
No, I don't really think that's appropriate for him.
It
Okay?
is appropriate.
See what I mean? No, it's not.
If we could watch the other movie.
It's a bet. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so we have Maggie Mermaid. I'm gonna go and eat my treat that Jason brought back because I can't wait to taste it.
And
And
let it chill first. It's been out.
oh yeah, what? Ew.
Well, it's hot out. I mean, we had to
What
wait
did you get that first?
No, but we
Kinda
took a freaking
sucky.
Walmart, but we had to wait for the bus like 10, 12 minutes.
We maybe got that
We
like.
walked for 10 minutes, so it was out.
We got that
Fine,
like.
whatever.
Rode the bus, so it was out for like.
All right, whatever.
45
I'm
minutes.
hungry anyway. I'll eat dinner first. What time is it?
4:15.
Yeah, it's almost time for
We
dinner
couldn't do our
sausages.
cookies. We couldn't do anything.
Did you get the rolls? Did you
Yeah,
get?
the exact ones.
All right.
Exact same
I
pattern.
actually took my time and looked.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we'll see you next time on Little Meatballs Nursery. Thank you so much for sticking around this long. I hope you enjoyed all the stories today and all my thoughts about everything. And please leave comments below. I love the comments always. And we'll be back tomorrow for my authentic baby box opening. So exciting. So I'll be back for that. I don't think I'll dress the toddlers on that. Like I said, if I'm ready sooner than before the mailman gets here with the box, then I'll hop on, like do maybe a part one or redress them too, and then do the box opening when it gets here. I don't know. See how I feel. See when I'm ready. And then we'll take it from there. But until then, have a great rest of your day. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And I'll see you next time on Little Meatballs Nursery. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.